Alright, this is Shane, and this is a video for Lab 5. And as you can see, we're gonna make the bottom blade for the cutter. And before that, we're gonna start with the top blade. As some of you found out, uh, the uh, the instruction or the video I gave you has some mistakes, or the blade part of this piece was not flat. It was like the uh, the extrude. Yeah, it's not horizontal. So I did some modification here, and since you already submit the homework, so you don't have to change that. And also, we will give out the uh, .prt file, so you can use them for your assembly to make sure this the top and the bottom blades fit each other. And also you can follow this video to modify this top blade. So what I did is basically you want first change this sketch. Okay, remember we had a fillet here, so first we're gonna get rid of that fillet. You can use quick extend to extend those two straight lines and make them uh, connect at this point. Then you delete that fillet. Okay, so after that you will extrude as usual, so you don't have to change the extrude. It will automatically give you that straight corner, but you will have some problem, I believe, for those extrude the edge blend. They will have errors, so you can leave them alone and take care of them later. And after that you will basically extrude, um, let's say extrude two edges. Okay. So I guess, yeah, you need to extrude this edge, so you can use um, extrude, then you can pick this edge, okay, or this curve, whichever. I think it's better to pick the curve. Okay, so let me see. Yep, you can pick this curve. Then you want to specify the vector to be one of these lines, this straight line. Okay, should be inferred. Then you can pick one of the lines that will give you a flat or horizontal direction. Then you can change the direction to the other side. So this sheet will cut into the extrusion we just made, then cut off the excessive solid volume. But we also need to cut off this corner. Um, so I also extruded this, okay, straight line. And for this, you probably need to build a datum, or yeah, you need to build a datum and draw a straight line on that direction. Then you can extrude by specify a vector. This vector should be z direction, so you can simply pick z. Okay. Then after that, you will have two uh, sheets, which is this one and that vertical one. Then you can use a saw command. It's very deep down in the manual, so you probably want to use command finder to find this command. So simply type in the command. Alright, then you can pick this command. Then you can pick two faces. Okay, so the purpose of this is because of the trim body can only have one sheet as the tool. So you cannot trim this corner at once by using two separate sheets. So you want to make them combine them into one before you do the trim body. So after that, you will have a this rectangle sheets. Then you can pick the body. Then you can pick the face. But here you want to just pick from the part navigator. So you can pick two sheets at once. If you click on the geometry, probably you will not be able to pick both of them. So that's what you're gonna do. After you trim off this corner, then you can go back and do the edge blend, okay, and fix this edge blend. Probably it's better to just delete this last edge blend because it will have a lot of errors. So you can do that. I mean, you can redo that. Okay, so that's the process of fixing this top blade. All right, now let's start with the bottom blade. So the bottom blade is basically consists of two parts. Um, so this flat piece, it's relatively regular. It was made from extrude. Then this piece, okay, this number 2 in the picture is made from swept. So we're gonna separate this part into two major steps, and the extrude part will be let's see, the extrude part will be basically flipped from the top blade. So we're gonna start from this top blade and use save as. So following this slides, we're gonna use top blade as a template. Then we will save as this part into a new part. So I'm gonna just pick any place. Alright, button. Okay, so first we're gonna save the top blade as bottom blade. Okay, then we're gonna do some cleanup. We only need the two things. I think. Yeah, we only need first this sketch. This sketch will define the height of the blade for the bottom, so the two blades will match. Okay, and the second will be this sketch for this extrude, and it should be exactly the same as the top blade, but it's different. Uh, let's say different shape, extrude. So first thing is we're gonna change this datum. Okay, we can show this datum because this datum is based on I think based on this extrude, and we are going to delete this extrude. So you want to make this datum to a fixed datum instead of relative datum. After you delete that, this extrude, this relative datum will be deleted. So that's the reason. So we can double click this datum, and you want to clear this checkbox. Okay, then this will be a fixed datum. It's not related to this extrude anymore. Alright, so let's see, we can start from the let's see, so below everything below this sketch we can delete them, and let's see what happens. Alright, that's fine. And we will need those two, so we're gonna try to delete them one by one, or maybe from here to here. Okay, so let's see what happens. Alright, that's fine, and don't worry about this this mark here. Okay, all we need is this sketch. Excuse me. Alright, so as you can see in the slides, we're gonna keep three of feature of the top plate, okay, which are the two sketches and one datum. Next, we're gonna modify this sketch, okay, so we can hide that two features. And from here, we're gonna flip the whole geometry to the other side. So we're gonna use mirror curve. I'm sorry, and we can pick everything here, okay. And the center line will be again um, this center line, the center of this hole, okay. Then we can click OK. Then we want to delete the original part, and we cannot do that now because once you delete this, the original part, the mirrored part, will also be deleted. So look, if I delete this curve, that line is deleted also. That's why we need to first delete the mirror constraint, which is here, and you want to make sure you have the uh, show constraint turned on. So let's see where I can find this. Display sketch constraint. If you have this turned off, you will not be able to find that. So you want to turn this on and hover your curves on top of this constraint, and you can see the text. Okay, that's what we want to pick. Then you can simply press delete. Okay, so now we can delete everything on the original shape. Okay, so we're just going to pick them up, and I don't want to pick this datum up. Okay, and then also those dimensions. Okay, since they're the dimension for the right side. All right, that's the left side, and if you remember, we had two circle here. Okay, once you delete one, there's still one there. And now we're gonna do some modification on the bottom of this let's say handle. Okay, so the shape of this part is more like a square. So we're gonna first extend this part, then we're gonna add another straight line here, and I think we can just simply delete. No, cannot. Okay, so I'm gonna put a dimension here to extend this straight line, but by default I think this line will go up instead of go down. So what you want to do is first you want to fix this short line. So once you click this, we can use fixed constraint. Actually, you can fix the this whole top, this part of the sketch, but we're just doing this one by one. So this line will be, let me zoom in a little bit. Okay, 0.625. That'll be 0.625. Okay, so this thing is going up, and I'm gonna put a constraint here, coincident. Make this point be coincident to this point. So that will make this thing coming down a little bit. Then on the right side, we're gonna draw a straight line. Then the dimension will be, okay, the length should be 0.775. Okay, 0.775. Then the distance between these two straight lines are going to be 0.8. 0.5. Okay, then we want to make sure this start point is aligned with this short line, so we can put a constraint point on line. Okay, we're going to constrain this point to this straight line. That will give us this dashed line. Okay, then we can close this cap. Okay, so lastly, you want to just trim off the excessive curve. Okay, so that's it for the bottom, and then we're gonna make a circle on the top, which will be 0.85 in diameter. So we can simply just draw a circle here. Diameter will be 0.85. Okay, so it seems this thing moved a little bit. I'm gonna come back. Okay, so either we can fix this line first like this. Okay, that might be a better idea. Then we can add the circle 0.85. Okay, so now we can trim off those curves. Okay, so this will be the finished sketch. Now we will extrude this part. So let's see what we have here. Okay, I think we have a little bit more things to delete. Okay, all right. So if when you made the top blade, you followed the coordinate system as I did, and you should have this parameter for your extrusion, and that's because we have this sketch here. You want to make sure the depth and the position of this extrude is aligned with the top blade, so when you assemble these two pieces, the blade will touch each other. Okay, so, all right, then let's extrude, and again we're gonna ignore this hole first because we're gonna add something on top of this hole. Then we can extrude this hole at last to subtract all the volumes we don't want. Now we use connected curve, pick the outside curve as well as this hole at the bottom. Okay, and the volume will be from negative 1/8, okay, to 1/4 positive, and press enter. You can see the extrude. Yeah, and I think I missed the part on this slide, but you will see what happened when you extrude this first. It doesn't matter, you can just extrude that again later. Alright, now we're gonna again make this sketch, then cut off this handle piece. Alright, so we're gonna build a sketch on this face, okay, this inside face on the right side, and click OK. So we know the thickness of this is, I think, 3/8. Okay, we have 1/8 below the orange, and we have 1/4 above the XY plane. So that's the dimension, and we can hide this extrude first, as well as the sketch. Okay, and I'm gonna just draw some random curve first, about this much, then go that way. Just make sure this thing is long enough. Okay. And then the second one would be a little bit here over to the top, then here. Okay, and I think this is not long enough. You can simply drag this point. Okay, then we're gonna put in dimensions. This will be 120 degrees, and since when we drew this line, NX automatically catch up the parallel constraint, so we don't need to add another dimension here. Otherwise, you will get a over constraint. Okay, then this line to the sketch orange, the x-axis will be 1/8. Okay, and let's see what's next. From x-axis to this line will be 1/4. Okay, and I don't think we need this. Okay, let me have a look. Yeah, actually we do. Yeah, we need some dimension here. Let me have a look at my part. Actually, we need this piece. Okay, so alright, it's not a nice number. Let's make this 1.2 or 0.12. Let's see. Finish sketch. From this point to y-axis, and that will be 0.12. That's why we have such interesting difference. Okay, I'm just gonna alright, I have a better idea. Okay, since this thickness is 1/4 inch and this distance between these two lines should be 1/4 inch, so I'm putting 1/4 inch here. 1/4 inch. Well, okay. Then make sure these two lines are long enough. Then we can finish the sketch and extrude. By the way, you can pick this sketch first, then you can use extrude. So you don't have to pick here. Then we're gonna use symmetric value and make sure this sheets cover everything of that and solid. So okay, next going to trim the tree, and just pick this tree. Then you can pick and paste this one, that one. Okay. So sure the direction of the face of the sheets by then pin the second pair of the face sheets. Okay, and make sure the direction is right. Okay, then we can hide this extrude. Alright, next, this is done. Next we will build a sketch for the swept part. So we are now start doing this blade part, and we will have actually two sections for the swept. Okay, so this piece made from a swept. The top and the bottom sketch will be the section, and we have three guidelines, which is 2 on the left side and 1 on the right side. Okay, So now first we need we need to make the top sketch, which should be aligned with the top blade and the actual blade, the position of the blade. So first we're gonna build a datum which is parallel to XY plane, but it's at the same height as the top blade. So here we want to measure the distance between the blade to the XY plane. So we can click this arrow and you choose measure. Okay, and basically this one is the same as this command, the measure distance. We're gonna choose projected distance. Then we are going to specify z direction as the vector. Then we can pick the line to XY plane. Okay, so that will give us the distance between these two objects. Then you can click OK. Once you click OK, the distance is automatically filled in this blank here. So we can just click OK here. Now we have made this one datum. Then the second datum will be the same as this bottom piece, and that will be, if you remember, 1/8 inch, 1/8 below XY plane. So we can build another data now or later, and I'm just going to build this one. And once you use the measure distance tool, the second time you want to use that, you will get a error. So just click OK, then type in the number you want. That'll be 1/8. Press enter and reverse the direction. That'll be below the XY plane. Okay, so now we have two datums for the two sections. Okay, now first we're gonna start a sketch for the top section. So we're gonna pick the top datum. Then we will first extract this blade curve from the sketch. We're going to use project curve. Then we only need one curve, so we can use single curve for this curve rule. Then you're gonna pick this and click OK. Now you can see the color change. That's actually the projected curve. So we don't need this sketch anymore. We just hide this. And that's what we're going to draw. Okay. Oops. Alright, so what we have here is the right side of this shape. So we can draw the top that will be perpendicular, and it should be 0.1 inch, and the angle is perpendicular. So now we can draw this left side also, which will be 1 inch in length, and just keep this parallel. Okay, and on the other side we are going to draw something longer than the projected curve. So what we can do is we can first turn this projected curve into a reference. Then we can draw the actual straight line, which will be 1.85 inch. That's in the same direction. Okay, now we're gonna leave this arc to the last, so we're gonna draw another straight line, which will be we can give it length 0.35. Okay, and I don't know the angle, so just leave it there and put another angle here. That'll be 60 degrees. Okay, so last we're gonna finish this arc here using this 3-point arc, and from start point, end point. Then the middle should be tangent to this straight line. Okay, so as you can see, there's a straight tangent sign here. So that'll be it. And this is for the top section. And I can finish this sketch. So now we're gonna start doing the bottom section from this data. So we're gonna build another sketch on this data, and as you can see, the coordinate system is reversed. We can reverse the z direction by double clicking at the z-axis. Okay. So here we're gonna draw this line through the center of the arc. So we can turn this into a Y-frame and tilt a little bit, and then you can find the point where the arc starts. So straight line. Okay, so that will be the this part, and the top would be, let's zoom in a little bit, would be a 1/4 inch offset from the top section. So the whole thing will be a little bit tilted, and that's why we need to project this curve again. So we're gonna project this short curve. Okay, then when you're done, we can turn this into a reference. So that will be exactly the same position as the top section. Now we will be able to draw something, you know, let's use F8. You can see this line is off a little bit. So we need to find out the intersect point of this shape on this data. But let's first start a sketch on plane, and we want to pick this data. It's relatively hard. We can pick in the tree. Okay. Alright, so now we have the sketch, and we want to find the intersection point. The command is here. Okay, and you can only do this for one curve at once. So we're going to pick one curve. As you can see, there's a point here. Click apply, then you want to do this for another curve. Close. Okay, so since they're pretty small, you cannot really see them, and I would turn them into a reference. So that will give you a big point, and you want to pick the point. Make sure you pick the point. Okay, so those 2 points are actually on this sketch. Okay, on the data. Alright, then the next step will build a sketch look like this, and basically you want to draw a straight line which is aligned with on top of this edge. Okay, so exactly match this edge. Then you want to draw a 3-point arc from the end of that straight line to the point. Then make sure this one is tangent to this straight line. Okay, if you cannot snap to this straight line, you can hide the solid. Make sure that will help you clean things up. Alright, now the other straight line will be here, but this one will be a little bit higher, and 3.5, 0.35, sorry. Enter. Okay, that'll be vertical. Then another straight line from the point to this vertical line. Then we will put a fillet here, which is 0.1 inch in radius. So that'll be it. Okay, So finish sketch. These are the two guidelines for this swept. Okay, so now here comes the swept. We have the top and the bottom sections. Now we have three guidelines. Okay, let's see what we have. And you want to use linear and by point for the alignment. Okay, let's start using the swept, which you should be familiar with. And again, you want to make sure the origin curve is the same at the same position. So if I click here for the top, okay, you want to use connected curve. Let me do that again. So if you want to click here, this line will be the origin curve, and the direction is counterclockwise. Then we add another set for another section. You want to click at the same position, okay, at least a similar position, and the same direction. So that will make your shape look reasonable. Then we can pick the guideline. So again, it's if you pick the top half of the guideline, the direction will be from the top to the bottom. Okay, and that's like this. And for the other guidelines, you want to do the same to make sure they have the same directions. And don't forget to add a new set for each guideline. Okay, and we can have a look here, and you can see it's not aligned properly, and we can change this to by points. That will give us a better looking. Okay, then we can click OK. Alright, now we have the two pieces. Here comes the complicated part. Okay, we need to cut this swept piece. We need to cut off this, and first we need to make a well, we have two cuts, one here and another one at the bottom. So let's start with the simple one. It will be the bottom, and we're gonna build a datum which is vertical and on this curve. So we're gonna use two line method. First pick this line, and then next we're gonna make sure this one is vertical. So we will pick Z axis, and as you can see, that's our datum. Okay, and we will draw some shape like this, and you don't have to worry about the dimension as long as your shape looks reasonable. So again, my sketch is flipped. That doesn't matter. First, we want to build a straight line. So you can snap to any point, and maybe stop here. Then we can use the 3-point arc. Okay, and you want to snap to the line you just draw instead of the solid. Okay, and then maybe somewhere here, and you want to make sure that the left side is tangent. Okay, now since we have the shape now, we can all we need is this sketch and the blade sketch. Okay, as you can see, the top blade is shorter than the swept we just did, so you want to cut maybe 0.1 inch, more than 0.1 inch, because there was a edge blend here. So you want the bottom blade to be able to fit in the top blade. Okay. Alright, let's yeah. Stop. So to start this is 3.3 at, and then you want this for this little relatively the intersection. So on the right on the arc with the monkey wrench, we can modify the angle a little bit, and also you want to turn on this the button to make sure these two arcs look like each other, has some similar shape. Also make this one big enough to for cutting into this swept. Alright, now we have the top arc. We also need a bottom arc for the swept. So we're gonna build another sketch on top of this face. Okay, and here the 3-point arc will be basically the same as this 2-point. Then in the middle, you want to make sure this one is tangent to the edge of this solid. So once you see this small line, that means they're tangent. That's the tangent constraint. So after that, you will need to cap this using a straight line, which we will extrude this line into a sheet also. So here we have the everything ready for the swept. I'm gonna need that guideline also for the swept. So swept, the top section, and another new set for the bottom section. And then the guideline will be this one, which we already used. Okay, so that's the sheet, and we will next extrude this one, the straight line, into another sheet. Okay, so here you want to use single curve, and the vector would be this edge, the horizontal edge. See, you want to choose inferred, then choose this edge. Nope, that's the face. Edge. Okay, and that'll be a symmetrical value, and you want to this to be as big as possible. Not it's as big enough to cut off uh, the solid. Okay, now so we're gonna trim off the right side of this flat sheet. So we're gonna use trim body. Pick this as the body, as a target. Then pick the swept sheet as the tool. Then we can cut this too. Okay. Next we're gonna saw them together. So saw command again, which is here. Then pick either one. Click OK. Now we're gonna use this sheets to trim off some volume from this swept solid. So again, we're gonna use trim body, and this time the body will be the swept. The plane will be the saw here. So we're gonna pick from the path navigator, okay, and make sure the direction is right. All right. Now let's hide the sheet. Show this solid piece here, and what we can do is, if you let's say unite this two pieces right now, you can see there's a edge here. Okay, and for this one I didn't detail in this slide because I think this one you can pretty much ignore this little defect. And what I did in the model is I did some trim off again. Okay, so let's see, show this. I did some trim body again. So the body will be this extruded part. Then pick a face, will be this, the side face of this extrude. Okay, so we're gonna cut off this excessive volume. That is one. And on the left side, we also have something here. If you can see from the difference. Okay, so the body will be this one. Face will be on this swept face. Apply and close. Alright, now if we merge these two together, unite these two, unite this and that, and once you click OK, you will get a smooth face here, which is nicer than not doing this. Okay, but this is not required. Okay, so the last thing is the extrude for the hole. Okay, if you didn't do that, so extrude the hole, and need to show this sketch. That will be subject from this body. Okay. All right, now you have the bottom blade, and okay, I forgot something. The edge blend. Okay, which is very simple. You can use wireframe, pick 4 of this, the edges, and the radius will be 0.3. Okay. That will be all for the bottom blade, and if you want, you can pick all the sketch, okay, then hide them. That'll give you a nicer looking, clear looking. So that's the part for this. That's the how to make this part, and there's no homework for this part because we're gonna have the report very soon. So next week we will talk about how to assemble all the parts together as a whole piece. Then we will talk something about the drafting. So for the report, we're gonna talk about. You will talk about how to make each piece, how to make them, how to assemble them, and lastly, you will attach a general drafting of this the full assembly. Uh, the drafting for the parts are not required, so only one drafting is required, and you will have to add some critical dimensions, maybe the total length, total width, maybe total height of this whole piece. Okay, so that'll be this video, and thank you very much.